Solid Signal podcast for the week of July 3rd, 2017. It's, of course, Independence Week, and it was one of those questions of whether or not I was going to do a podcast this week, since the two podcasts with the lowest listenership in history, not once we got started, were the two July 4th ones from 2 and 3 years ago. But hey, I'm here, you're here, let's get this thing started. And let's talk a little bit about independence. Independence is something that we as Americans treasure. It means doing our own thing. It means doing what we want to do the way we want to do it, and not being beholden to someone else who charges us disproportionately for the amount of value that they provide. Now, of course, when we talked about declaring independence in 1776, it was all about declaring independence from Britain, which was very, very, very important. And certainly nothing that we're going through today is even close to that incredible struggle that took place. And, let us not forget that the people who died on both sides ensuring that freedom became free for all throughout the hundreds of years since it should not be forgotten. But at the same time, to make a little bit of light about it, at any rate, there's another way that you can celebrate your freedom, your independence. You see, there's a group of folks out there right now who want to charge you disproportionately for what they provide and not represent your best interests. I'm talking about cable companies, and I'm talking about cell providers who put you on long contracts. Those are the folks that we need to declare independence from in 2017. Perhaps not as critical as it was in 1776, but still very important. You see, today you have an unprecedented opportunity when it comes to your personal information and entertainment. You have more choice than ever before, and one of those choices is to pay as little as possible. Getting yourself a TV antenna lets you take advantage of some of the things that you have been guaranteed as a citizen of this country. We talk a lot about the right to this or the right to that, and this becomes a very political discussion because, you say, well, that's not a right, that's a privilege. Well, the funny thing is, when it comes to television broadcasting, that is actually a right. It's a right because you, as a citizen of the United States, have the right to see that your public trusts are made available to you for your benefit. And that means, for example, things like the national parks, and it also means broadcast television. You have the right to have broadcast television delivered to you for free so that you can put up an antenna. Now, of course, that right isn't unlimited. You can't just go out in the middle of the desert 150 miles away from anything and expect to get television there. But for over 90% of Americans, free television is just one antenna purchase away, and that's the kind of neat thing about it. The neat thing about the way that we do things in the United States is it's all about choice. It's all about making sure that every person gets what they are entitled to, and that they have the ability to find the solution that is best for them. That's what America has always been about. And of course, when it comes to the world of Solid Signal, and that's what I podcast and blog about, let's be honest, it means the right to choose the antenna that's right for you, to get free television when you want it to make sure that if you're working with a cell phone company that is not working for you, that you can start working with one that is, and that overall you can choose a broadcast or streaming package that makes the most sense to you at any given time. And even if traditional satellite television is what works best for you, that's your choice. And that's kind of the neat thing about America. It was one of the many neat things about America. Of course, the offices at Solid Signal are going to be closed for Independence Day if you're listening to this before then or on that day. And so I hope everybody has a great time. Our staff are going to be with our families. And of course, remember, too, that our call center is 100% staffed in the United States of America by Americans, and that is why it will be closed on July 4th. That may be a little inconvenient, but come on. That's the idea, is to make sure that all of our people have the same rights, the same opportunities as everyone else. That's about all I've got for the podcast this week, meaning that it's going to be a fairly short one. I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll be back with something a little bit more pithy, hopefully a little bit more commonly listened to next week.